Hello, sir. Am I audible? Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Hello, good afternoon to all. Am I audible to all? Hello? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We can hear you. Yes, thank you. Hello, Jay Shoikar, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
Am I clearly audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, sir.
The participants are joining here. Just we will start just in a few minutes here.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes.
No issue.
Hello. Good afternoon, Raikar sir.
Very good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Paikraf sir. Can we start?
Hello.
Yes, sure, sir.
Paikraf,
My name is. I'm audible.
yes, sir. Go on.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You start.
Dr. Manik.
हाँ सर स्टार्ट करो सर.
Yes, sir. Can I start?
Sir, you are not audible.
Vikram sir, you are not audible.
Hi, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Now I am audible, sir.
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So, with the permission of our principal, Dr. V. Mani, sir, can I start, sir?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes. Thank you. A warm good afternoon to all participants, faculty members, students, all the IIC committee members, all heads of department, Principal Dr. V. Mani, sir, Vice
Sir,
Principal.
you are not audible, sir.
Hello? Yes, sir, just a minute. Sir. Now is it okay, sir? Am I audible?
Hello?
Am I audible, sir, now?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
I think, sir, I'm having your voice clearly, sir, here on my side. Yes, let me check my audio setting here.
You are audible, sir.
Yes, sir, I'm audible. I
Hello?
think.
Vikram sir, you are not audible.
Sir, I think on your side we are having some network issue. Please check the connections at your side.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Mane, sir, you are audible clearly. One thing I would like to say here that the participant limit for this. Hello. Ruvika, Sam, I'm audible clearly?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, I think we are having some network issue.
Okay. Thank you, Vikram sir. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes,
Am I
sir, you are
audible? Okay, thank you. Very warm good afternoon to all positive-minded people present over here. Live for the online design thinking, critical thinking and innovation design wonder workshop organized by TPCS College of Engineering, Osmanabad. I am Dr. Vikram Simane, Principal of TPCS College of Engineering, Osmanabad. On behalf of college, welcome you all for the nice initiative of this workshop. My deepest welcome to all faculties, experts and students from various locations across the world who are participated in this event. TPCS College of Engineering is one of the dream of Honorable Dr. Padma Singh Patil sir, a man full of enthusiasm and determination. He is the founder president of this premier engineering college who told aspirants many golden dream into reality. This college felt proud when student holds reputed positions in companies like Reliance, Jio, TCS, Capgemini, Infosys, IndiaMart, Capgemini, and many more. Our more than 1,000 students placed in top-notch companies. They worked in our India and around the world at reputed position in the reputed companies. The objective of this workshop to start at the beginning, learn how to be a design thinker from a seasonal practitioner, look for a way to add quality to your offering, build your creative confidence by conducting low-risk experiments such as designing a meeting with your team, ask questions which you don't have answer for, learn how to coach and facilitate for creativity, co-creation and collaboration, help teams unlock provocative insights, reframe existing problem, generate ideas in response to your research. Last objective, encourage multiple opportunities in design thinking, innovation. The Terna Group has the tradition to accelerate skill growth activities for the student. In connection with this, we have linked with TCS for conduction of Tata People Action Program. We linked with Wipro for the Wipro Elite training. We have our E-Yantran Lab initiative for implementing student ideas, and that lab sponsored by IIT Bombay under MHRDC scheme. We have our own Cisco Network Training Center for learning programs like Linux routing, switching, CCNA routing. Recently, we have conducted workshop with the support of MetaRail Ultratrack for especially for civil engineering students to both their skill activities. Terna always linked with relation training internship placement program, especially for mechanical and civil students. We have the tradition to conduct the induction orientation program for first year and newly coming students to build their competency. Terna conduct various communication employability skill training programs where students learn communication and non-technical skills. At the same time, last month Terna started Terna Community Radio, especially to improve the communication of our students. Many more things we have doing for student, faculties, and societies in our campus, but due to shortage of time, I'm highlighting few things here. And we also offer the global certifications like MathWorks, CATIA, AutoCAD, National Codeathon, Coursera. Our last year student completed more than 3,000 certifications, and current year student are engaged for NPTEL activity. More than 1,000 students also achieved for the NPTEL certifications in current year. Finally, on behalf of management, I'm very, very thankful to today's research person who is sparing time for this time to conduct this one-day workshop. My big and sincere thanks to organizer, to today's workshop coordinator, Dr. Paikrao sir, co-coordinator Navule sir, for doing painful report to conduct this workshop. My special thanks to all heads, HODs, for giving the great support for conduct this workshop. And finally, I'm thanks to all participants for attending this workshop. Thank you very much.
Paikrao sir, invite speaker for the workshop.
Hello? I request our today's chief guest, Honorable Dr. Rulkar sir, to start first session of this workshop, design thinking, critical thinking and innovation design. I request to start the
Thank you, sir.
session.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible first? Yes.
Yes, sir. Audible. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. So, very warm good afternoon to all of you. Today I will talk you about on design thinking, critical thinking and innovation design. This is for today's topic. So, we'll get to know about what is design thinking and its approach, okay, basically. So what is design thinking? So design thinking is like if you want to invent something or if you want to design something or if you want to implement something new. So design thinking helps you to develop an innovative product. It kind of a services, it can be a method, it can be a business model or it can be a concept. So this presentation will give you an overview of the, you can say, potential or the basics of the principles for the how to approach the innovation. So here you will learn about how to proceed with the design thinking and what you must consider when you carrying out the individual steps. So in forming an innovation, you will form a team, you will manage the collaborations, you will organize the project work by structuring some kind of logical orders for a particular task, you will assign some resources to that particular task, you will respond to any kind of flexibility or you can say any changes in that particular task, you will even learn about how this important to work for this innovation, right? So let us take an example like from office floor to the furnishing of all your offices. So when it comes to like creativity, okay, so you require a design thinking. So basically what is design thinking? So design thinking is a human-based approach to innovation that aims to establish creative ideas and effective business model by focusing on the needs of the people. This is what, right? So the basic idea behind design thinking is that you apply the approaches and methods of designers to the development of innovation. This is what we stand for, this word design. While also we are engaging some kind of systematic approach or fact-based approach or analysis or you can say a feasibility or viability of these particular innovations. Okay, so that is we are calling it as an thinking. Okay, so design thinking, that is what we are doing or coining this word. So designer start with the customer's problem or you can say it will be like looking at the wish of the customer, consider them from some kind of target users. Okay, so with this knowledge, like what the customer's requirement, what is he is wishing. So with this knowledge, designers develop a first user-oriented ideas, and then that user-oriented idea he is going to be visualized, okay, by creating the solution at an early stage, and then after creating a solution at an early stage, he will design a prototype, okay, a basic prototype. So they quickly request again that customers like regarding the feedback of that particular innovation or prototype, and depend upon the feedback, it will change the concept or you can say it will goes to flexible or it will change the solution. Okay, so the step by step, the designer approach the best solution for their target users. So the approach and individual method of the design are supplemented by the mindset of the you can say customer. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Like, so next we'll talk about again more about the design. So designing thinking. So more than it is not like designing. So the shaping and the design of you can say material or any product in any particular area or any particular applications. So you can use this approach for all the areas in terms of life, in terms of you can say your businesses. Maybe if you want to enhance your customer service, maybe introducing some kind of new or you can say business process or some kind of change in your corporate culture, then you are dealing with the many kind of layer issues. Then you have to know simple solution where design thinking helps you to find out the innovative solution. So it's not more than just a workshop. So designing thinking is a process which consists of variety of steps. So individual steps you can complete multiple times, right? So during the process, you are relying on a group work or you are relying on in terms of if you form any kind of workshop or if you are relying on any kind of individual in order to understand the process. So complete individual work after the workshop phases. This increases the motivation and you can more easily tap into your team members' different kind of potential. So you will get to know about the potential of your team members also. So when it comes to individual work, you can utilize the expertise of team members why don't feel comfortable within the group, those who are not feeling comfortable within this group. So this is also you can say help with the help of design thinking. So you can complete variety of forms of group works. You can give some kind of results. You can get some results from the individual works. The team members work individually to conduct such kind of interviews with the customers, and then everyone present their results in the workshop or in the collaboration, in the discussion forum. Okay, the group evaluate that their results, or you can say they analyze their results together. This leads with some kind of new assumptions to about your target users and the potential solution of that particular problem. Okay, so it is like again, if we talk about it's a brainstorming. So brainstorming for your creative idea is just one phase in the design thinking process. The idea here is to fully comprehend the problem and understand your target users. Then after understanding, you're analyzing the starting situation, and then you make some kind of assumptions that you investigate with proper observations and survey with the potential customers. Again, it's design thinking is not a method. So different methods can help you to in the individual phases of design thinking process. You can describe your target user with some kind of persona based methods, where you can come up with the profile of your particular target user, whether it is like a business profile, whether it is like a farmer. Okay, so depend upon that. So persona based methods are useful, and then you are making some kind of important characteristics from that particular target user. Again, the mode of behavior of that particular target user, what kind of problems that particular user is finding out, what are the preference of that particular you can say target users. So with this kind of you can say customer journey method, you can analyze the individual step that customer experience while he is using your product. So however, you must apply a creative technique that have assisted when you searching for a new idea during the creation of your prototype. So you can test your assumptions on and your idea by applying the method from your experimental research, what you are carrying for your particular innovation. So the right application, that is important, the right application of the right method is the crucial for the success of your project. So this is important line. That's why I have highlighted this particular line. So the design thinking takes new ideas to handle social challenges, such as like it will handle like climate change problems, it will handle population growth. Okay, these are the social problems like food security, health, mobility, energy supply. Okay, and these are the challenges which are the foundation of our economic growth. Right. So some ideas developed into like worldwide standard, and other like there may be some kind of ideas like they are coming from your local market, they are coming from your regional market. So design thinking, it supports your creative work regardless of your questions deal with like it may be like a big or small problems, and it provides you a possible solution for your problem. So the approach can be used for all kind of questions. This might be like it can be a new product, it can be a service, it can be a business model, it can be a social and organizational concept. Okay, so like here I have given an examples of children hospital. Okay, so in the children hospital, if you see that because children are very fairy for the hospitals like mentalities. Okay, so their wall may be like with different colors combinations, or some kind of different design should be there. Okay, this is what design thinking is. Okay, so how does again the second image which I have shown it here, like MRI scan, or you can say the pirate ship-like structure, which I've shown it here. This can be used for because the children are very fearable about this MRI or CT scans, and such kind of design, if you give them, or some kind of background sound, it will generate, like adventurous game, it will generate. So it will be like they will not fear about the methods. Okay, so this is what the design comes from. Okay, so maybe we'll think of this. Okay, the next design thinking is creating a new service. Okay, so so services like service innovations, it involves how the services are to be delivered. Okay, so new services for particular customer, you require a consultation from the customer. So for example, like automation kind of things, or you can say digitization of your business process, or something you can call it as a new payment option for your customer. Okay, so this is one of the example, like creating new services. One of the examples which I have shown it here in this particular image or figure, that is McDonald. So McDonald and his brother, they have founded the McDonald. Okay, and they have observed their customers. They realize that the portion of the customers who is like ordering very quickly and repeatedly, and they are ordering the same type of meals. Okay, so what that McDonald has done, their brothers, they have limited their meal selections, and they offer mainly whatever the best selling meals are there, like hamburgers and French fries. Okay, so they are like best selling products of their McDonald. Okay, so what they have observed, these things they have observed, and they have redesigned their dining space in their restaurants, and with that they can after the redesigning, what they have found that within the result, that only 30 seconds will be required in order to pass the order and then getting the delivery of that particular food. So this is how redesigning of the dining spaces gives some kind of new you can say new vision towards food delivery. Okay, so next we'll talk about like designing a new business model. So with the business model, you describes the way in which the company creates some kind of value add to their customers, how it produces this value, how they generates permanently growing revenue from it. This comes under the new business model. Okay, so you need to prepare, or you need to plan your new business model in order to grow your company, or maybe like permanently it will grow the revenue of the company. Designing social and organizational innovation. So social innovations are the solutions for your social problems and the challenges that are not driven by the goal of market profit. Okay, so design thinking start with the problem, and they try to wish the people and makes them at the top priority. With design thinking, you can systematically solve tasks in the social domain. The solution can be a type of a product, it can be a service, it can be a concept, and how to solve that particular social problem. मला वेळ लागेल थोडासा. Okay, you can come after some time. Okay, you can put here. So the examples which I have given here is a solar lamp. Okay, so solar lamp, this is one kind of social innovation. So the lamp which can illuminate a room in a cheap, like maintenance-free and eco-friendly manner. And this lamp is, you can think of like it is equipped with the mobile solar system that can be function off the grid, as well as the LED lights and rechargeable batteries. Okay, so example of organization innovation includes the new design making process at a company or at a organizational firm. When we talk about the understanding the basic design thinking, okay, so before you try some of the method of design thinking in this particular workshop, you should become familiar with some kind of basic things, the principles and the methods of the approach to innovation. Like if you are not familiar, then we cannot proceed further. So maybe you are always met with this kind of reservation or resistance to some kind of you can say new things. Okay, so it will be difficult, so you need to overcome your reservation, and then you can foster your curiosity in order to understand the process or principle of design thinking. So in design thinking, you should observe few principles like align yourself with people and their needs at early stage. So you need to start with the people by either taking up the problem from your target user that have pointed out, or you wish they may have expressed. Okay, so there are likewise you can align, you can ask the customers what kind of problem they are facing, or you can wish what they want, like lead users we are talking about. So one of the like align yourself with the people, their needs at an early stage. So they are especially useful because their need precedes those who all are their customers in the market, and they have strong incentives. Okay, so because if you are solving their problems, they will get some kind of incentive in terms of the relief from their pain. Okay, so actively like lead, you need to look for the lead users in terms of for your early stage of, you can say, innovation. Then second, when we talk about an empathy, okay, so you need to develop an empathy. So you have to put yourself in the position of your target user. Like if a blind man, what he thinks of particular problems. Okay, what are the pain points of that particular target users. Okay, so and then you can explore the user's emotions, you can explore the user's thought, you can explore the user intentions, actions. Okay, with the help of empathy. Okay, so empathy means just you need to align that particular target users. Then the third point is you need to illustrate the ideas. So you need to visualize your idea and demonstrate it with a prototype for potential user to experiment with it. So prototypes can be like hardware, it can be even drawings also can be a prototype, it can be a stories, it can be a role-playing games, models, depends upon the applications. Okay, model designs, or it can be like online applications, it can be like internet pages, it can be like your applications, okay, mobile applications. So this is what the illustrative ideas we are talking about. Then the learning from the failures. Okay, so again this is one of the principles. Okay, so you need to establish a culture, okay, that welcomes the value of your mistake at your company, so that the errors which are there, they can be tolerated and you can learn from that particular error. So you need to make sure that the mistakes are understood as a fixed component in the design thinking process, and they are perceived as an opportunities to learn. So you don't go away from the mistakes. Okay, you need to take these mistakes, you need to learn from the mistakes, and you need to find out an opportunities to learn from your mistake. Okay, next one is like ensure diversity in the team. When you rely on the diversity in the team, that is the diversity is like in terms of age, in terms of gender, in terms of cultural background, in terms of personality, again in terms of education also. Yes, so you need to ensure the diversity in your team. Unless and until there is a diversity, there will be like many more diverse problem solutions can be you will get. Okay, if there is diversity in your team. Then next one is like offer team oriented and creative workspaces. So the workspaces for the individual and the group work, as well as you can say spaces for the group as a whole, must be flexible, and it should be like inspiring design. So you should choose different locations, like you can like a room, or you can say furniture arrangement for the different design thinking phases. Make the process more flexible. So the design thinking process promotes a gradual approach. So you need to first analyze the problem, then you need to use it to formulate a task, okay, and then you need to develop possible solution. Yes, initial possible solutions. Once you find out initial possible solutions, you need to test that particular possible solutions. Okay, and if you fail in that particular first time testing or some kind of points you're missing, you need to learn, you need to get a feedback from it. So that's what I have written it is for, like make the process flexible. So there should be a flexibility in your test solution that you can redesign that particular solutions. Okay, again you don't strictly go through the particular steps or the phases which I have shown it here, or in a sequential manner. Whenever you get information that you have to analyze some kind of details, you need to go back or you need to jump back in the previous step. So consider and observe the principles during the entire innovation process. You need to discuss this principle in whenever you are gathering or in a discussion forum. You need to write it down on the you can say notepad, and you need sometimes you may have to display it on the discussion forum. Some kind of communal space will be there in order to, or blackboard somewhere. Okay, and so that everyone in your team can be visible. Okay, so as a team, check whether you are consistently adhere to the principles of each phase. Okay, so this is what we are talked about, the different basics of, or you can say understanding the basic design. Now we'll go for the overview of the whole process. What is the design thinking? So in the first part of the design thinking process, we will analyze the problem. This problem like is a problem space where you address the what and why. What is the problem and why is it a problem? Only in the second part, the solution space is there. Okay, and the specific solution space is developed where and it can be tested. So here you can ask about how. So how can something be solved? So in this process, you combine two phases. So first phase is divergent and the second phase is like convergent. So divergent is like dispersing phase. So where you are collecting some information or develop some kind of idea that results in expanding your perspectives. So in the convergent, like the combining phase, you sharpen in the field of view and then you compile the results or decide on the choices. Like, so the divergent and the convergent phases are alternate. So according to the British Design Council, the changes between the expanding and the focusing, this resembles on the image of double diamond. Okay, so double diamond process model we are talking about. Okay, so this is what your double diamond model. Again, design thinking process at you can say Stanford University, they have mentioned the same points like analyze. Okay, so understand, observe, point of view, ideate, prototype, test. Okay, so understanding the problem. So this is what in the first phase where you are understanding the problem. So you create an in-depth understanding of your target user pain point or your target user problems or the target user need. And then you need to clarify which type of information you are still lacking about the target user. Okay, so this is what understanding the problem, their needs, their problems. Okay, so where you are lacking, or you can say where you are lacking particular understanding of the target users, their needs and their problems. Then second one, okay. Then second one, we are talking about then observing the customers. So in the observing customers, this phase, like you need to go for the detailed research, or sometimes you can go for the on-site observation about the customers that you are solving the problem. Okay, it will utilize the observation and surveys that can be put yourself in terms of like what customer demands. So defining, next one is like defining the question. So after the observation and the surveys, you should focus the insights on the selected group of customers or the users and summarize their problems and the need in defined questions. Okay, then Then ideate, when we talk about an ideate, so finding and selecting an idea, this is what the next step or next phase. Okay, so only in this phase you actually find ideas. Okay, this is what the phase where you are actually finding the idea. You need to employ the creative principle and technique so that you can prepare multiple possible solutions. So you need to evaluate the usefulness, you need to evaluate the feasibility, you need to evaluate the viability of your ideas, and then basically depends upon this evaluation, you need to make a selection. Okay, so which kind of idea or which kind of solution is required. Developing a prototype, like in this particular phase, you should visualize that particular ideas, making it like a tangible product, or you can make an outline, you can make a design, you can make a model, or sometimes you may simulate that particular idea. That is what the prototype phase or developing prototype phase. It's okay. So when you develop a prototype in terms of design, in terms of simulation, in terms of model, you are understanding the idea, or you are understanding the pain point of the customer, or you can say potential customer, and then you can test that particular idea. Okay, so next phase is like your testing. So testing assumptions. So in this particular testing or in this concluding phase, you test about the assumptions or the idea with some systematic customer feedback. So you receive some responses, from the surveys, and you are able to learn from that particular responses, and then you are continuing developing your idea. Okay, so yes, even if you see this particular phases, okay, which is there, okay, even if these phases are shown in the sequence, they are like it may be there may be a numerous feedback locations at particular phases. So if you really find some kind of interesting solution while researching that particular problem, you can design initial prototype and then you can test. Okay, and with the help of customer survey, you can say critically ask yourself whether you choose the right solution, whether you choose the right problem, whether you choose the right target. Okay, target user, this is also important. Okay, because there are variety of target users are there. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Next, like we will go in the detail of this particular steps, like collecting and evaluation information about the task. Okay, so when we talk about, so this is what the first phase. Okay, so in this first phase, you have to understand what kind of task you want to solve. So take enough time, like in order to understand the task. Okay, so you need to analyze that particular task, which can be presented as a problem. It may be brought up by your customer or your target user, or it may be like the wish of your customer or your target. Okay, which is expressed by the customer. Okay, after analyzing this task, it will be helpful you in order to put these particular things in some kind of systematic manners. Like here I have quoted some kind of questions. So what is the need of your target user? This is what one of the questions after getting particular task. Okay, okay, so you need to write down answer of this particular questions. What is the need of your target user? Who has this need? In what way is this need of your user group revealed? Where is the need of evident? When does this need shows? Then why do your target users have this need? Right. So these kind of questions you need to solve. This is what the systematic approach. Then you need to compile all this information and describe what you know about the target user. Okay, so after solving these questions, you will get to know about the target user, you will get to know about the problem. Okay, or a problem or a wish, you can refer this like a service, you can refer this like a design, you can refer this like a compatibility with the social or environmental factor, maybe in terms of usage period, maybe in terms of price, maybe in terms of friendliness. Okay, so here you need to focus on just few significant characteristics of the requirement. So you need to be convincing, you need to be up to date information about the about the particular problem, about the knowledge. Okay, so in order to get this up to date information, okay, or you can say you require to search over like publications. Okay, these are the resources you can use. Publications you can go through the patent databases, you can go through the customer surveys, you can go for the direct customer observation. Okay, indirect customer observation, you can go for the supplier surveys, you can take one-to-one discussion with the customers. Okay, along with the suppliers, like joint workshops you can take. Okay, even you can search for some kind of studies, or you can say reports, newspaper reports. You can search some kind of articles. Okay, it may be like online article, it may be like offline article about your target user. And when you're sure that you have collected all the information, like collect all the statements, contact details, or other relevant information from the social networks. Okay, so yes, of course, one point is also remaining, that blogs are also there. So you can search for the blogs also. Okay, in order to understand your target user. So this is what one of the like target users. So this is one person which I have shown it here. Okay, and what he wishes, he wants to see, he want to get an electric car with a range of 1,000 kilometers. What is his wishes? Okay, then markers that can paint in every color. Okay, so this is what his wishes. Okay, so this is what the persona base, so observing your target users. So what does this particular person feels, what he thinks about that, what does the person hear, what does the person see, what does the person do or say. It may be like a frustration, it kind of desires. Okay, so this kind of things, this is what you need to observe. Okay, so if you see this particular person, so this is what business administration person. Okay, it is like technophile and online enthusiast, was an active handball player at one time, wants to do more sport in the future, prefers Japanese Indian food, is a you can say cocoholic. Okay, so this is what particular persona based information. So depending upon what behavior is that particular person is have or customer have, and what he wishes or what it requires, this is what you need to find it out. Okay, so next we'll talk about like again observing the target users. Okay, so this we have seen in this, like, so you need to collect the information or impressions about the problems. You need to understand the target users through the observations in the real-time environment. Okay, so once you got these observations, you can capture and authenticate, or you can say behavior of particular people in terms of their natural environment. Okay, so persona method, that's what I was telling, like it will summarize. Okay, it will give some kind of relevant information about the target users. Okay, it will be real, or it may be some kind of, if you can take a fictitious person. Okay, like representing some kind of your target user, this is also possible. So you need to describe the person characteristics, like what is his age, as I told you about, educational level, maybe hobbies, maybe mode of behavior, maybe like opinions. Okay, with some kind of keywords and the short sentence. And when you describe the customer's needs, okay, you need to ignore the fact that your customer or your target users want to go a certain product or some kind of service. So you need to ask yourself what and why your target user want to achieve something in a particular situation. Okay, unless and until you ask yourself, you can't solve that particular problem. Okay, what kind of frustration that particular user is having, or the problem of your target user when handling that particular task. Okay, starting point, or you can say maybe he's getting some kind of subsequent solution for that, whether it's a manual solution, whether it is like the solution can be achieved. Okay, so in addition to that particular problem, okay, you need to think about the wish of the target user also. Okay, this wish enables you to find some kind of new offers to that particular target. Okay, so you need to ask your target user about the motivation behind this problem. Okay, motivation behind the solution of this problem. Okay, again, I have written it here. Don't immediately evaluate the people or the situation you encounter. First, you need to ask yourself what kind of actions are underway and which situations are being created. So don't immediately categorize that particular action the situations, the focus should be on the respondent action instead of the, you can say, values and the norm. So you'll get it through some kind of one-to-one conversation with the customers. So observations are just about, you can say, person-based. Okay, so it can be like capture the surrounding or the object, or you can say what kind of actions that particular customer is taking on that particular problem. Okay, you will get like emotions. Okay, emotions also one of the factors, like how this the target user or customer handle when he arrives that particular situation. Okay, so you can link that particular observation with kind of surveys. For example, you can ask the target user about their motivation behind the specific action. Okay, so you can perform a survey before the situation is observed, or you can perform a survey of during the performance, during the observation occurred, or you can perform the survey after the observation, after that particular situation is observed. Okay, so you can link this observation with particular survey, like during you can take after, you can take before also. Okay, so when you start recognizing the pattern in that particular observation, whatever you have invested, like you have taken the survey, and you need what that observation, you need to write down that particular observation, what are the important observations are there, as much as little as possible, right? So this is what you are analyzing, the customer pain, how they are observing, how they are solving. Okay, so now you have observations. Now you need to define the task. So the question, or you can say problem, is the task. You design like you are designing, or your team want to design particular solution for that particular problem. So here you need require some kind of information, or you can say you can ask some kind of questions in order to solve this particular problems. So who are the target users? Okay, this is what the first questions. Okay, that matters, right? And what is the specific needs that you want to satisfy? Okay, so these are the two questions, basic questions. Okay, you need to ask before solving the problem. So, and once you come up with a solution, okay, like finding a solution. So based upon how you define your task, your goal must be to develop as many ideas as possible for your potential solutions. You need to initially search for the ideas, what are the sources of that particular ideas, right? So it will be like internet research. Okay, it may be like articles, it may be like patent search. Okay, that's what I have discussed about. Then you can take a survey, you can observations. Okay, and then you are selecting. Now you have a multiple of possible solutions. Okay, so initial solutions, you have multiple of solutions. Okay, now you are selecting some kind of solution that particularly work. So okay, so after getting multiple solutions, okay, for that particular problem, and if you pursue that every possible solution, okay, for your innovation, okay, you will reach to your limit. Okay, maybe you're probably are not working with unlimited budgets. Okay, so your budget may be exhausted, because if you're pursuing every possible solutions, so people want quick results. Okay, so newly developed like a product people want, despite of some kind of pressures, or you can say multiple development. Okay, it may be like multiple developments you can proceed. Okay, so this is what the selecting solution that particular work. So you need to make a selection at early stage, which kind of solution is perfect for that particular problem. Okay, so there is budget. Okay, one of the factor. There may be like easy results, or you can say quick solution for that particular problem. Okay, these are the common factors are there. Okay, and like I have feasibility is one of the factor. Again, fit. Okay, feasibility, so you must check whether your idea is feasible or not. Okay, it may be like fit. So fit, I was talking about strategic, whether your solution is a strategic fit. Okay, your idea is cultural fit. Okay, this is also important. So idea must fit like a vision, it may be like a strategy, it may be like a culture of that particular company. Desirability, I was talking about like what are the benefits of that customers. Okay, this is what the desirability. business viability. Okay, so business viability, that an idea with a business viability is one where you can see that more income. Okay, more income than the expenses. So expenses will be less and income will be higher. Scalability, how scalable your idea is. Okay, idea scalability is like how much growth is there for if you are pushing some kind of little effort. Okay, after pushing a little effort, how much growth you are getting. That is what the scalability. Okay, then sustainability is like how long lasting sustainability. Okay, it's a word like economical long lasting, or it can be like what are the social benefits of that particular idea, what are the ecological benefits of that particular idea. Okay, so these are the like yes, adaptability is also there. Okay, so in the adaptability, like likewise you can see that there are the dynamically changing environment is there, and your idea must be adaptable that for that particular environment. Okay, so adaptability is also one of the factor. So the next phase is like developing a prototype. Okay, so with the prototype you can present and test the essential functions or the characteristics of your idea. So you yes, any question? Satish Malu, any question?
No, sir.
Okay. So with the prototype you can present, or after presenting also you can test whatever the functionalities of your idea is there. You can create a prototype very early. Okay, the first prototype. Okay, without having elaborate planning, with little efforts. Okay, and then you can choose in different types, like whatever your prototype or is working. Okay, so testing. So to testing, like whether you want to develop an innovative solution, whether you want to develop a service business model, you require like how to show the prototype. Like it can be shown in terms of drawing. Okay, in terms of photo colleagues also. Okay, so you can easily create a prototype, like idea on your paper, or maybe on a whiteboard. You can use electronic devices for the drawing. You can use college's photos. Okay, so outline the product design or create drawing from the individual functions and characteristics of your idea. Next, you can use for model construction. So you can use model construction, like you can use cardboards, papers. Yes, modeling clay you can use. Okay, story foam is also there. Okay, in order to illustrate a certain functionalities or the characteristics of your idea. Even 3D printer also nowadays you can use in order to construct your realistic model of your solution. Okay. Then again, stories and role-playing games. Okay, so you can tell a story about how to use the product, so that you will get a feedback about the usefulness and ease of use with a storyline. So you can describe the advantage. You can describe use of your idea as a real or fictitious story. You can also act out of the story like animation. Through animation also you can show your prototype. Digital prototype is also there. Okay, so in the digital prototype, like visual representation of whatever the control elements, or you can say buttons, or some kind of web page where you are representing your ideas. Okay, so it is like a service. Okay, so evaluating the user behavior on the web page. Okay, so digital prototype also you can make. Or applications also. Okay, digital prototypes comes under applications. Then you need to test your solutions. Okay, so testing. So design thinking, like you need to test whatever the idea. So you can learn. Okay, so whatever the assumptions or the potential customers' pain points are there, you have taken that and you have made a prototype, and now you need to test your idea. Okay, so even if you are getting negative feedback from your customers, you need to respond quickly, and you should be like flexible in order to get that negative response, and in order to change the design of your prototype. So you need to redesign your prototype. Okay, maybe your new prototype, again you need to test that particular prototype. So such kind of things you can get. Okay, so now in order to test, okay, in order to test, so how to find, so how to get a respondent for that particular test. So you can use your friends, your contacts in the social network. You can ask your friends or friends of friend recommendation. Okay, you can create email like describing what is your projects. Okay, and you can attach other forwards to of your projects. Okay, maybe you can add a note, like you can give you can give a note regarding your idea or assumptions. Okay, what you want to test. Okay, you can approach the employees, you can approach the colleagues. Okay, so what are the college students, or you can say like these are the customers. Okay, so because or if you go like if you want to find a potential customers. Okay, so if your project, or if your product, innovative product is like for the coffee shop. Okay, so you can go to the real location, like you can go to the coffee shop, and then you can take responses from the real users. Okay, maybe real locations like coffee shop, it can be like shops, it can be like trade shows. Okay, some kind of social networks, trade forums. Okay, there you will get a responses. So during after getting that responses, you need to redesign the solution of that particular problem. Okay, if there is some types negative, you can say negative feedback, or you can say negative points come on your solutions. Okay, even you can conduct a personal interviews also. Okay, so if your assumptions are not confirmed, okay, and or whatever your observations or survey, okay, and you did for solution of that particular problem, and that shows you some kind of ambiguity. Okay, ambiguity in the results. Okay, so you might need to return to an earlier stage again. You need to go back. Okay, in the earlier stage again, design thinking process you need to go. You can learn from the failure. That is what I was talking about. You need to change the idea according to the feedback from the target user. You can create an improved prototype. Okay, after redesigning, you can perform a new test. Okay, with this approach, you will gradually reach to the promising product. Okay, or the promising service, or the promising business model innovation. So after you know all this principle behind the design thinking, okay, and the approach you need to take, you can start immediately. You can form a team, you can define the rules, you can define the communication channel, you can plan the first steps, you can prepare the technical setup or the work environment, and you can start working. Next will critical thinking. So all this is what we talked about, like design thinking. Okay, so here we will talk about what is different, like critical thinking. Then what is critical thinking? So thinking is nothing but the foundation of everything what we do. Okay, so whatever actions we are taking, whatever solutions, every decisions what we are taking, okay, which is nothing but the result of your thinking, right? So we think when we decide what to eat for lunch, how to meet a project schedule, and you can say what to say, like during the conversation. This is what the thinking. What I want to say. This is also one of the thinking. We think when we drive a bike, when we drive a car, like that time also we are thinking. Okay, we are thinking all the times. We are always thinking. We are always, although we are not going for the valuable thinking. Okay, so our brain is like a gear. Even when you are sleeping, you are thinking. Okay, so critical thinking. What is the critical thinking? Is a thinking, but in a different way. Many people describe this critical thinking is nothing but the process which, using these particular terms which I have shown it here, like it is like analytical thinking, or it may be like thoughtful, it may be like questioning, probing, non-emotional, organized, innovative, logical, not taking things for granted. Okay, this is also critical thinking. Examining details, exhaustive, outside the box, okay, this is scientific, procedural, this is what the critical thinking. Okay, this is what the critical thinking. Again, some phrases, paraphrases we can use like to for the person like who is thinking critically, we are talking like this is a thinking smarter, okay, smarter thinking. Head scratching is also one of the paraphrase, okay, which can be used for the critical thinking. And most would agree critical thinking is not our everyday. We are like automatic, not really thinking about it thinking, not really thinking about it thinking. Okay, so this is what. So here what critical thinking, like critical thinking, we can talk it as a manual thinking rather than automatic thinking. Okay, so let us first take about the automatic thinking. What is automatic thinking? The kind of thinking what we do the most. Okay, right now, have you ever driven your motorcycle for going to your college, maybe for going to your college, but you didn't remember that drive when you go to the your class, okay, when you go to the institute. Okay, so this is what then we are talking about automatic thinking. What about the like you put your keys and you don't have an idea where that particular keys have gone after some time or after few minutes. Okay, this is what happens when you are in automatic thinking mode, like you're forgetting that where you have put that particular keys. So it is still thinking, but you are not necessarily aware of what you are thinking, right? So what predominantly if you see this particular figure, okay, so what kind of shape you are predominantly seen in this particular diagram or figure? Okay, so you can answer like it may be a square. Okay, so your answer is right, because you are automatic thinking, like, so it is like a square. Okay, but it's not a really square. Okay, this is nothing but you can say there are 3/4 circles define the boundaries, and the square isn't it there. Okay, so if you move one of the corner, or if you move one of the circle, okay, 3/4 circle, you will find something different, okay, shape. So your brain's automatic mode is extremely helpful in guiding what you are thinking. So your brain, you can say, sometimes it has a tendency in order to extremely helpful in some kind of situations like driving your car. Okay, but sometimes it like drawbacks also. When you have to think about something important, you want to get it like in the automatic mode. Okay, and if you're thinking like important, you need to go to the manual mode. Like that is what manual mode we are talking about. That is what we are talking about, critical thinking. So critical thinking is you can say that it is purposeful. Okay, purposeful, because you are thinking much more on that particular topic. Okay, so purposeful thinking is there. So you make a conscious effort in order to leave automatic mode as you start considering certain situations. Okay, so for example, you are learning something for the very first time, and that time you are very attentive, very focused. Okay, so you listen carefully to determine whether you understand, you are aware that your goals are here like learning something. Okay, so critical thinking means that you are aware of the partiality of your thinking. It is a process requires like understanding the situations, what is situation is there. Okay, and then you need to come to a conclusion about that particular situation, what kind of actions should be taken. Okay, it depends upon that conclusion. Okay, so this process requires to understand the situation, come to a conclusion about what to do, and then take an action on that particular conclusion. So we have many processes in the business. The steps we follow to get like from A to B. For example, a customer who has the problem may call customer care. Okay, so a typical process there might include understanding why the customer is calling, assessing or finding out the situation, what kind of situation that particular customer is having, asking the series of questions. Okay, like perhaps looking for information up in a database. Okay, so that particular company has a database, asking, see, what is your name, from which state you are calling from. Likewise, series of questions they need to fill up in the database. Then coming to the conclusion about what is the issue particular is, what you can do about that particular issue. whether you can escalate that particular issue or not. Okay, so this is what the critical issue, you can say type of thinking. So critical thinking is conducted within a framework and tool set. Okay, so the framework consists of three-step process, which is there in the next slide. Okay, so the tool set consists of the individual crucial thinking techniques, which is used in order to guide the manual thinking. So what are the benefits? Benefits of critical thinking. The benefits of the critical thinking are that, like a clear understanding of the problems and the situation. Okay, this one, clear understanding of problems. So this is what the I have given an example of customer call. Okay, maybe it is like faster and accurate conclusion and quality decision. This is also one of the benefit. Reach the variety of explanation and the solution. Okay, there are variety of explanation, variety of solution for that particular problem. Recognition, opportunity recognition, then mistake avoidance, then thought out strategy and early elimination of the dead ends. Okay, this is also one of the critical benefits of the critical thinking. Okay, so critical thinking enables you to look at the issue differently. Okay, so when you use critical thinking tools to review some problems differently, you get some kind of different perspective, or you can say new perspective or new idea of that particular problem. For example, here I have taken an example of shoelace. Okay, so suppose your shoelace broke, okay, while playing a cricket. So your goal, what you some person, what you think, if you think like your goal is to fix it quickly. Okay, so quick observation, like the customer wants fix it quickly. So what you done, you dislodge that particular piece, okay, of shoelace, and then the rest, whatever the lace is there, you tie the knot of your shoelace. Okay, this is what one scenario. But what is in the second? But if you want to fix that shoelace that would go last, okay, would go longer days, what you do, you will replace that particular shoelace with another shoelace, new shoelace. Okay, this is also one of the scenario. Okay, so sometimes we require a quick solution, sometimes we require a solution which goes longer, lasts longer. Okay, so these are the situations. Even someone can think that if you decide that your shoelaces are old, because the shoelace is also like you can say broken, okay, and your shoes are like uncomfortable now because they are cold. So in some situation, the person may buy another shoes. Right. So this is what the examples of critical thinking, where your critical thinking enables you to look the issue particularly different thinking. So you will get a different perspective or new idea about the particular product. In business also, you might receive like customer call like they want to lower the fees for that particular service. Okay, so from that perspective, if you want to keep that customer at all the cost, you might give them some kind of discount. Okay, this is one scenario. So if a customer calls you and they want lowering the fees for that particular service, what they want, the company, they give the discount for that particular customer. Okay, this is what one scenario. It's a second scenario. If your goal, like you need to provide a fair price for the value. Okay, because if you don't have a fair price for your particular value, you might have that your customer will get you can say it will not come back to you. Okay, so you are not giving discount. Okay, in order to do that. Okay, this is also one of the scenario. Okay, sometimes you may talked about the value of your service. Okay, and that's why you are not giving the discount for that particular value for that particular service. That also conversation can take place. Okay, this depends. Right. So as I told you that this is what the simple framework for critical thinking, and it is like three-step process. Okay, so as shown in the figure, the first process is like a clarity. Okay, so the clarity, like you need to get a clear on the issue, like a problem or a goal. Okay, like Like some companies call it as a head scratcher. Okay, for example, instead for example, a broad generalized statement if I give, like we need to improve the quality, improve our quality. Okay, this is what the broader statement. Okay, so the clear statement, what can be the clear statement? That is, we need to reduce our defect rate to less than 10 units per 1,000. Okay, this can be a clearer statement about the clarity. Okay, this is about the company. If company CEO is telling like they want to improve the quality, this is what the generalized statement. And what is the clearer statement? That is, they want to reduce the defect. Okay, how that is number of defects like 10 per 1,000 units. Okay, this is what one of the things. Like a second step is like conclusion. So after you are clear what issues you must address, like reducing the defect 1,000 out of 10, right? So once you clear this, what issues you must address, you have to figure out what to do about it. Okay, so this is what the conclusion. So conclusion are the solutions and the list of actions, like we are talking about to-do list, okay, which are related to the your issue. Again, examples I can put, like in order to reduce the defect rate of that particular unit, you will add a product test cycle prior to shipping. So before shipping, you must add a product test. This is what an example. Second is like after conclusion, the third step is your decision. Okay, so once you come to the conclusion about what kind of actions taken place, likewise you need to add a cycle test. Okay, produce product cycle test. Okay, before the shipping. So once you come to the conclusion what actions to be take, you have to actually decide what kind of actions to take, and you need to take the actions. For example, like Vice President has approved implementing like product test cycle before shipping. Okay, so the action, like we need to start it like tomorrow. From tomorrow morning, we need to start product test cycle before shipping. This is what the decision. So it is like clarity, it is like a conclusion, it is like a decision. Okay, so decision take each one, like you after your conclusion, and decide what to do, what not to do, what to act, what not to act, where to go, where not to go. Okay, this is what we are talking about, decision. Right. So the last part, I think we are okay at this last moment. Okay. So innovation with design thinking demands critical thinking. This is what the fourth statement I have quoted here. By blending design thinking with critical thinking, we foster innovation that delivers customer-centric end. Okay. So this is what the mindset for the successful design thinker. Okay. So some of the people believe that critical thinking, okay, so critical thinking, whether it is important or not, it may hamper like innovation thinking. Okay, but it is not the true. Okay, this is what the misleading remark has been given. Like critical thinking helps us in terms of getting the innovative product. Okay, that delivers a customer-centric solution. There is nothing like we have discussed about desirability, we have discussed about the feasibility, we have discussed about the visibility. In this particular Venn diagram, you can see that. Okay, and whatever the portion is there, okay, which is like this portion, okay, which I am showing to here, which is like a innovation. Okay, which is like a innovation. So in order to get this, okay, just last slide I am sharing to process of innovation. Okay, so what is process of innovation? Okay, so in the process of innovation, it is like this figure. Okay, so you have, this is problem fit, okay, solution fit, then growth fit. Okay, on the x-axis you have a desirability, you have a feasibility, you have a viability. Okay, and there are some circular things are there, like proof of value. What is proof of value? That is POV, generally talked about. So POV, finding out what are the problems and what is the value of that particular user is creating. Okay, that is what the proof of value. Proof of concept, it is nothing but a testing, POC, testing the effectiveness of your prototype. Okay, whatever you are delivering, whatever you are eliminating, whatever you are solving that particular problem. This is what the proof of concept. Next one is like proof of market, POM. So POM ensures that sustainability of your solution. Okay, so how much product is sustainable solution as your business is going through iterative in order to achieve product market fit. Okay, then then the fourth one is like your product of impact, okay, POI. So what POI signifies? It shows the potential to deliver impact to the masses through proven customer successes. Okay, so these are the important things which like process of innovation, which I have shown it here. Okay, this is in terms of small. So all these four processes, okay, produce the best results when you are creating value of that particular user or whenever you are creating value of that particular business. That's all for this session. Okay, I need to stop now. Any questions so far?
Hello, thank you, sir.
Yes. Go on, sir.
Yes, sir.
And,
We are,
if there is no question.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We are having one question.
Yes,
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes. Sir.
Sir, yes, sir. We have a question that is, we have given an example that related to that critical thinking.
Right.
The diagram that you have shown. So will you please give an example related to the design thinking?
Where? Which one? Critical thinking about this?
Yes, sir. In the
This
critical
diagram?
thinking, yes, this diagram here.
Okay.
This is the
So by
example
looking
for
at this
critical
particular,
thinking.
yes,
Yes,
by
sir.
looking at this particular thing, okay, you can observe that this is a square which is shown, but this is not square. This is part of the circle. If you pull out this one of the circle, this will not be a square. Okay. So
Yes.
this is what the critical thinking. If we talk about any examples like an example I can give Jet Sky was there. Okay, the Kawasaki has invented Jet Sky in the earlier days. Okay, Jet Sky means the vehicle which runs over the water. Okay, this is Jet Sky.
Yes.
So in the earlier days, Kawasaki has invented this particular Jet Sky, and the problem of that particular Jet Sky that you need to stand up while driving that particular Jet Sky. Okay, they have invented that. After getting the customer review from that particular Jet Sky, what they observe that customer wants some kind of padding. Okay, some kind of padding towards where they stands particularly.
Yes.
Okay, right, means towards the both sides of that Jet Sky, and they start investing on that particular padding. Okay, they start have their design. Okay, but they at that particular time, okay, what happens? Other company emerges out with the Jet Sky, while sitting on that particular Jet Sky, you can run over the water. Right? Sitting Jet Sky. Nowadays, you are visualizing that roaming around the sea waters. Like sitting Jet Sky, we have a sitting place is there. Okay, so that was the innovation. So you require a critical thinking also, whether the product is really required or not. Okay, whether what customer is asking about, whether it is like really need or not. This is what an example of critical thinking. So you need to think critically in order to solve that particular problem. Yes. Sir?
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Any other any one of you having the question, you can ask. Okay, sir. Yes. So thank you very much, sir.
Hello.
For this knowledge presentation.
Hello. Paikra sir, I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes.
So,
Just yes, sir.
This was just
shall I continue?
just I search it. Jet Sky Kawasaki.
Just
So
a
this is
minute,
what
sir.
the
Just
first kind of
handle.
prototype.
Okay. So there was a net problem due to which I would like to ask you what's the problem.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
I am over, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Due to some technical issue, we skip the part of the introduction, our keynote speaker introduction. Just in a few minutes, just I will give the introduction of our today's speaker, Dr. Ruikar Jayesh Devrao, sir. He has completed his graduation from Shri Guru Govind College of Engineering, Nanded. He has completed his PG and Tech from Dr. Batu Lonere. He has completed his PhD in electrical engineering from National Institute of Technology, Silchar, Assam in 2019. Currently, he is working as assistant professor at Bajaj Institute of Technology, Wardha. Sir has 8 years of teaching and research experience. He has published many national and international publications in reputed journals. He is also convener for many conferences, that is national conferences. He is also working on the various projects of the government. He is also the evaluator for the hackathon and the Tikathon. That is the some of the events covered by the government of India. Also, he is the member of the community project funded and handled by the Shiksha Mandal. We have a lot of things to tell about his but for time being, I'll skip some more part here. I'm very much thankful for giving a valuable time for this workshop on the design thinking and critical thinking. I request Professor N.R. Kodle sir to kindly give the vote of thanks. Thank you, sir. Professor N.R. Kodle sir.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on the occasion of one-day workshop on the topic design thinking, critical thinking and innovation design, which is organized by our institutions, innovations and TPCT's College of India, Usmanabad. I, on behalf of management, principal, vice principal, head of departments, HOGs, and coordinators of this innovation cell, would like to express my sincere thanks to our distinguished guest and speaker, Dr. Jayesh Urikar from Bajaj Institute of Technology, Wardha, Maharashtra, for sparing his valuable time from his busy schedule to grace the occasion of this workshop, making an excellent presentation and for making this workshop very meaningful and interesting. Thank you, sir. I would like to express our deep gratitude to our Honorable Principal, Dr. V. Made sir, for his untired guidance, dedication and motivation to make this workshop a great success. Thank you, sir. I will also express my heartfelt thanks to our Vice Principal, Professor M.D. Patil sir, for sparing his valuable time and motivating to the entire team of this innovation cell. I also extend my sincere thanks to all of our beloved heads, head of department, BSH, Professor Usha Vadne madam, head of mechanical, Professor Dr. D.D. Date sir, which he is having the additional responsibility of academic dean. Professor Dr. N.G. Thur sir, head of department pharmacy, Professor P.S. Kolle sir, head of department ETC, Professor S.A. Gayakwad madam, head of department CSC, for sparing their valuable time and involving actively and supporting actively to make this workshop a very grand success. Thank you, sir. I am very thankful to all the head of committees and faculties for their active involvement and support. Thank you, sir. I am very happy to express a vote of thanks to our coordinators, Dr. Pawan Paikro, sir, coordinator of this innovation cell, for making this workshop a great success. Thank you, sir. Finally, I thank the wonderful students participated in this workshop. I am sure that the participants are benefited from this workshop. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Once again, I thank all for your cordial cooperation. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Over
sir.
to micro, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir. There is a small notice for all the participants. We have shared the feedback link on the YouTube also and the this live Google Meet also. All are requested to kindly fill the feedback link to get the certifications. Yes. So thank you all of you. Thank you, Ruvika,
Shall
sir.
I leave, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.